I think that when domestic violence or intimate partner violence is present in a situation, that incarceration and electronic monitoring or any form of punishment is not conducive to a victim's safety. In justification for that electronic monitoring, a lot of places use a risk assessment. And so for me, rather than a risk assessment, we need to assess people's needs to mitigate the risk. We know that the #1 risk factor for domestic violence in a heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman is that man not having a job. And we know that men coming home from prison aren't able to find jobs. So we're literally setting people up to be dangerous. Helping them to not see themselves as monsters was the main part. And once they saw that they were good people who had done bad things, the healing began, and then we began to see a change in how they showed up. And they understood that the state needed their bodies, and the prison industrial complex needed them to be on probation. That electronic monitoring needs your body, and they had to understand that. And once they understood that the system was a setup and illegitimate from the beginning, they learned how to disengage from that system. And that's more healing than it is punitive. And if we truly want victims of violence to be safe, we keep them safe from people who abuse them by those people changing, not by locking them away. I worked with 300 to 400 men over the 4 years that I was there, and not one of them has been rearrested for a violent crime that I'm aware of. And electronic monitoring does come up in the state statute that it can be used through pretrial services, but we would like for pretrial services to include the meeting of the people's needs instead of assessing them for their ability to not return to court. We have to give people what they need: food, clothing, and shelter. It is difficult to remember court dates when you're living under the violence of poverty every single day. And so if we really want to be helpful to people, we will help them get to court, and we will help them be accountable, but we won't punish and penalize them when they are.